Today's Dirt Path devotional comes from 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 8. And it says, I gave you everything that belongs to your master Saul. I even put his wives into your arms. I made you king over all the people of Israel and Judah. And if all of that had not been enough for you, I would have given you even more. And these are the words of God given to the King David through the prophet Nathan. Nathan is the one who calls out David for his sin with Bathsheba. And it's true, God had given all these things to David. Not only that, God had promised David that there would always be someone from his family on the throne of his people. But even that promise wasn't enough to keep David faithfully walking with God. God gave David everything, but David, in a moment of weakness, lusted after another man's wife, sleeps with her, whether that's willingly or unwillingly on her behalf, kills off her husband, and then pretends like nothing's ever happened. He thinks he's gotten away with it because he's the king, but then God sends in Nathan, and Nathan calls him on it. One can only wonder what else God was willing to give to David had David not misstepped here. And there's a lesson in this for you and I. And it's very true that we live by grace, not by the law. That we don't have to earn God's favor with our behavior. God already loves us, and God's grace is already working on our behalf. But how many times does the sin in our life rob us of the blessings that God's giving to us, or blind us to the opportunity God's laid before us, or keep us from reaching out our hand and taking the gifts God's offering to us because we are so selfish, pursuing the things that we think we need, the things that we think we want, instead of being willing to walk with God. Lord, help us to walk with you.